Yo, RX back with another recap of UFC 307 Pereira versus Rountree. We back with another recap of a card that was fucking terrible. And I should say a pay-per-view that was fucking terrible. Yeah, this card was trash to the nth degree. It was just trash. What do you want me to really say? I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. And this is coming from someone who thought the card actually looked decent on paper. But in execution, the card was fucking awful. 4 good fights and that's being generous. It's really 2. So, I don't even know what to say. Like, of course I'm going to fucking talk about it in a second. But outside of the 2 big fight, well, not big fights, but 2 highlight fights, there's nothing. There was nothing good about this card. There was shitty decisions, shitty reffing, shitty fights, shitty fighters. It was fucking dreadful. But it was a normal UFC card. 98% good. My bad. 98% trash. 2% good. And that 2% good was Alex Pereira, Khalil Rountree, and Joaquin Buckley. Everything else was awful. Fucking trash. These 2 was okay. The rest, this, not good. The main card, oh my god. One of the worst fucking pay-per-views of the year, maybe of all time. And we're gonna get into that in a second because just, wow. Terrible card. It's that simple. And again, I know I went into it with fucking higher expectations than most. And that should make it even more obvious. The card was awful. So, I don't know what to say. The card sucked, and we deserve better. So, I guess the only thing left to say is, you ready to recap some shitty fights? I'm not. Might be a pretty fucking short video, because I'm not going to talk about most of these fights, because they were shit, so I guess enough rambling and wasting time. Let's just get into it. So, you ready to recap some shitty fights? I am. Before you do, please like, comment, subscribe. 100 subs goal by the end of 2024. And unless I'm forgetting to say something, let's recap some bad fights. We have 12 in total to recap. We had nothing canceled on weigh-in day. I would say thankfully, but I feel like that's a lie. So I guess let's just get into it with our first fight of the night to begin the early prelims. And one of the only fights I can say were not pure trash, as we had in our first fight of the night in the welterweight division. Court McGee versus Tim Means. This fight was fine. It was quick. Not very much to the fight. The fight started, Court instantly started shooting takedowns, which makes a lot of sense. And over time, after a few minutes, he finally got the big takedown. Eventually, he ended up on Tim's back, locked in a neck crank, and got the win. Pretty much that simple. They did really no striking. They clinched a good amount, and then he got the takedown and subbed him. It's only 3.5 minutes, so no shocker there. But, yeah, did not expect a quick finish here. I definitely expected a 15-minute decision either way. But I'm happy to be proven wrong, because this was a really good performance by Court and a really fun way to begin the night. I wish the rest of the card followed suit and being this fun. But, yeah, good win for Court. And a nice finish to begin the night. It was a weird submission because it was a neck crank. That didn't even seem like it was locked in at all, but I guess it was enough to make Tim Means tap out, so good job, Court, at home. So yeah, not very much else to say about a 3.5 minute fight where it was just clinching and a submission. So unless I'm going to say something about the fight, let's get into the fighters real quick. I'll begin with McGee. Good win, first to win since 2022. At 39 years old at home, his first fight at home since 2016, I believe. Yeah, his first fight at home since 2016, where he won that fight as well. This is the best Court has looked since Ramiz Brahimaj. I think he looked even better here. Quick takedown, quick finish. Can't really get much better than that. I think he should have got a bonus, but that's just me. And I just realized this was his first pay-per-view fight since 2016, so, or 15, my bad. Yeah, I don't know if he retired. I hope he did, but if he didn't, then I think that's kind of stupid, but I guess to each their own. Again, I think he should retire. I don't think you can go out on a much better fucking fight at home, opening a pay-per-view, get a quick submission as a giant underdog. The only thing that could have made it better if he A, retired, and B, got a bonus. Outside of that, what the fuck is this, like, I don't know what else there is for him to do. You're fucking about to be 40, you're not that good anymore, you only really won this fight because you're fighting an old dude who's not very good as himself. So I hope he retired. I don't think he did, but I don't know. I guess he's gonna keep fighting for some reason. So good for him, I guess. But I really don't see the point in doing that. So, but either way, cool win to begin the night for him. 39 years old and getting his hometown win as a giant underdog, which I predicted, by the way. I just had a feeling Core was gonna win at home. I thought it was gonna be because his cardio would be better than Tim's in Utah, but clearly it was because he just got better ground game. So either way, I'll take my pick as the 20% club, and yeah, good win for Court McGee. For Tim Means, what do you really want me to say about a 40-year-old who's now 1-5 in his last 6? Should he retire? Yes. Like, I think Tim Means is built for BKFC or fucking game bred fighting, whatever at this point. He's really old. He can still fight, but he's not really good anymore. Like, again, like I said this in a breakdown, I know he beat Andre Fielho, but Andre Fielho is fucking awful. Like, every time he fights someone decent, he loses, and then this time, this was a fight that on paper, he probably should have won, and he got smacked in 3.5 minutes, so I think he should retire. I know he won't, but I think unless he gets cut after his next fight, because he'll probably lose, I don't see the point in why he still fights, like, unless you need the money that bad, but just go to BKFC, they'll probably pay better. So, I don't know, like, I expected Tim to look, like, I picked against Tim and I thought he would look better. I thought he would, like, take round 1, probably bloody Court up a little bit, but instead he just got taken down and fucking subbed in 3 minutes, so expected a little bit better from Tim, but that's what you get with a 40-year-old who's coming off a KO loss only a couple months ago, and overall has not had a winning streak since 2021, so, yeah, I don't know. Like, I think Tim should retire, but he'll keep fighting. We'll probably see him in the Apex sooner than later. And at 40 years old, let's see how much longer he can keep his job or keep fighting in general. So, yeah, expect it a little bit better, but I don't know. I guess, again, he's 40. Not really much else to say about the fight, nor the fighters, besides who should they fight next? For Court McGee, if he is still fighting, which I'm guessing he is, I don't know if he retired. Just have him fight some fellow old dudes. Like, I know he's fought most of them by now. Like, obviously Tim Means. Like, I guess Ponzi wouldn't be terrible. Fucking, I guess Salikov, but I guess actually, I forgot he's fighting Kenan Song, which that's a weird ass fight. See any other old dudes in the fucking division? Matt Brown retired, Trinaldo's gone. Yeah, I guess Ponzi would probably be the best option for Court. Probably the oldest dude in the division he hasn't fought. So, yeah, I guess Ponzi would be fine. I don't think that fight ever happened. So, yeah. Oh no, it did happen. And it did not go good for Court, so, oops. Yeah, I don't know, Court, I think he should fucking retire. But he didn't, and I really don't know what else to say. I don't know who he can fight, since he's fought all the fellow old dudes. So, knowing the UFC, I'll probably get fed to some young prospect off the Contender Series, which is fucking bullshit. But, yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully he decides, yeah, I'm good, I'm not fighting anymore. But knowing Court McGee and knowing the UFC, that we ain't gonna get that lucky, so yeah. Not very much else to say. Good fight to begin the night, and I wish we got a double retirement here, but I guess no luck there. Either way, good win for Court, great way to start the night, and really no fight idea, because I don't think he should fight anymore, so not really much else I can say besides good fight between two vets to kick things off. Oh, Utah, you gotta win. You didn't get many more because the rest of the fight sucked. After that, we go to our second early prelim of the night in the straw weight division, a fight that was decent, pretty decent, and I guess the first controversial fight for whatever fucking reason. I don't think it was controversial, but whatever. And then our second fight of the night in the straw weight division, we had Tecia Pennington versus Carla Esparza. Fun fight, shockingly fun fight. Round 1, easy round for Tecia. She dominated the round. Like, all three rounds are, like, pretty much the same thing. Either Tecia dominated or round 1 was all Tecia. Like, Esparza did a little bit of hugging, but it was so minor. I don't know how you can give her that round. Round 2 was actually probably an Esparza round, in my opinion. I think she landed the better shots, if I remember correctly. And I gave her round 2, and then in round 3, I think it was a Tecia round. She looked better, landed the better shots. And actually, I don't know why I'm doing all like this. I can show you. This was my scorecard. I gave Tecia 1 and 3. I think Carla 1, 2. And the judges agreed with me. At least they agreed with the winner. They didn't agree with how they won. And yeah, no one actually had the scorecard I had, which is weird. But yeah, the judges all unanimously agreed Tecia Pennington won this fight, and she got the nod. A lot of people cried robbery for no reason when Tecia clearly won this fight. And, like, what did Esparza do? She cuddled in round 1 and 3. No one cares. Round 2, I think she won the round, but besides that, she won a round. So I think the judges got it right. I think Tecia Clay won this fight. She fought better because she actually fought, and I think she won this shockingly not terrible fight. So yeah, I'm happy for Tecia here. She finally didn't get fucking robbed for once. I was fully expecting her to get robbed. So happy she didn't. She's been robbed 2 fights in a row now. Happy it didn't happen again. So happy for Tecia. Good win. And yeah, she deserved it. Besides that, can't really think of much else to say about the fight. Again, it was okay. I would say one of the 4 fights that I would say are not god-awful. But, yeah, I guess let's get into the fighters now. Of course, begin with Tecia Pennington. Good win, 35 years old. Should be on a 6-fight winning streak, for being honest. Bare minimum should be on a 2-fight winning streak. She beat Ricci. Probably beat Dern as well. Yeah, Tecia can still go. She's still decent. I don't know if she's top 15 level anymore, but I think she's on the same level like a Karolina Kowalkiewicz, to where she's still good, and she's still like a good test for these like young guns. But is she really top 15 anymore? Not really. So, like, she's a good veteran to test the young fighters, I guess, the perfect way to describe her. So, her striking is good, her ground game is decent, cardio looked decent. She's still a pretty solid fighter at 35 years old, and probably still has another like 4 or 5 good fights left in her. So, which is good to see, because Tecia had a really interesting UFC career, one of the craziest losing streaks of all time. Now should be on a 6-fight winning streak, but UFC is in UFC, and yeah, happy to see her finally get a win after being robbed 2 fights in a row. And besides that, she looked good, and she still got it. So yeah. To talk about Carla, nah, fuck you, you bum bitch. Enjoy your retirement. Actually, I don't even mean that. Fuck you, Carla. Good riddance, bitch. Now to talk about who they should fight next. For Tecia Pennington, well, only Tecia Pennington, since Carla retired. You could give her a lot of fights. You can have her fight a young fighter. You should have her get a top 15 fight. A lot of options. Let's see, where is she ranked? 11th here, which is bullshit. I don't think she should get a ranked fight, because A, why, and B, who. So I think the fights that would make more sense are like someone who's like right outside the rankings. I think Luma Lukebumi is a really good fucking example of that. Someone who's right outside the rankings, because outside of that, who does she fight? It makes any fucking sense. No one in the top 15. And then you got Amorim, not ready. Iasmin, lost. Ketlen, not ready. And then everyone else is fucking lost or not to that level yet. So I think Luma Lukebumi would probably be the best fight. The winner gets a top 15 ranking, and I think that'd probably be a fun fight. 2 decent strikers, but also have a ground game. I'm not see that fight. So Tecia Pennington versus Luma Lukebumi, I don't think that happened. No, never fucking happened. Let's do it. Tecia Pennington versus Luma Lukebumi. Winner gets a top 15 spot. Sounds good to me. So let's do that. Not very much else to say about this fight. Again, fine fight. Wasn't the worst fight on the night. Well, probably one of the better ones. And not a robbery at all. The judges got it completely right. And yeah, don't really got much else to add. Good win for Tecia Pennington. Happy she didn't get screwed like usual. And who does she fight next? I like her versus Luma Lukebumi. I think that sounds like a good fight. Both are right outside the top 15, so let's see who joins the top 15 with whoever wins that fight. So yeah, Pennington, Lukebumi, book it. Fun fight night. Sounds like a fun fight night prelim. So let's see it. Not very much else to say. Fuck you, Carla, Esparza. And now for our featured early prelim, another fight I have somehow even less to say about, because I just have really no fucking emotions towards this fight. As in our featured early prelim in the light heavyweight division, we had a can versus can battle between Ryan Spann versus Ovince St. Preux. Do I really need to say what happened? Are we shocked by what happened? Spann, they did a little bit of striking. Spann hurt OSP. He shot a takedown. He got guillotined. Ding, ding, ding. It's over. Yeah, I don't really got much to say. Spann is still shit. OSP is 40-1. They both suck. So, like, what do you really want me to say? They are both terrible fighters. This is a PFL fight. Like, Spann is not good. He's not making a run to anything. OSP should not even be fighting anymore. They both suck. I don't know how Spann got a bonus. Oh, fuck, Court McGee deserved it more. And just overall, I don't really have much to say. Like, you beat a 41-year-old. good job. Like, I don't know. So, yeah, that was about all I can say about the fight. Again, for each fighter, I think Ryan Spann is still shit. Like, they gave him a 41-year-old, and good job you beat a 41-year-old. Wow. For OSP, you're 41. Fucking retire. So, yeah, not very much else for me to add. Waste of fucking time, to be honest, and just two bad fighters for two different reasons. So, yeah, I don't really got much else to say. They both suck, and a waste of time. Waste of a bonus as well. Well, those were the early prelims. Overall, nah, they were okay. The court was cool, and Tecia was cool. So, I guess not terrible. This was a waste of time, but okay, I guess these two were fine. So, 2 out of 3 being good, I'll take that. I'll take that over-under. A lot better over-under than the fucking actual prelims. So, are you excited to talk about those? I'm not, but I guess we fucking have to, don't we? Damn it. Well, I guess enough wasting time. Fine early prelims, 2 good fights, I'll take it. More than we got on the prelims, so I guess let's stop wasting time and just get into them. As in our first actual prelim of the night, we head to middleweight for a terrible fight between César Almeida versus Ihor Potieria. You know, sometimes I actually hate being right, because I was completely right about this fight. They are both terrible fighters. Like, I'm just gonna get my scorecard up real quick, even though it's the exact same as everyone else's. Like, I'm pretty sure all 3 judges scored the same way. Yeah, like, for 15 minutes, César Almeida was just a better fighter than Ihor. Like, he should have had a point taken in round 2, because he eye-poked him like 4 times and kicked him in the dick. So, you know, doing great there. But outside of terrible reffing, the fight was fucking lame. Like, yeah, we know César Almeida's better than Ihor Potieria. He's still a shit fighter who got fraud checked. So, like, I predicted this. I told y'all this fight was gonna suck. And what happened? The fight was terrible. Like, everyone, 90%, 91% picking KO. I knew that was not gonna happen. In high altitude? No, fuck no. So, it was a terrible fight between 2 terrible fighters. As predicted, I'm actually, how much was decision picked? 7.7%. I'll happily be in that 7.7% because I called it. I hate that I was right. I would have loved to see a knockout, trust me, but I just didn't see it, and we didn't see it either. So, just a fucking bad fight, as predicted, between 2 bad fighters. That's what happens when you put 2 bad fighters with cardio issues in Utah. Good job. Not very much I'll say about the fight. Again, César dominated for 15 minutes. Not really competitive. Yay. I guess to talk about each fighter real quick, because for some reason, if you care. Again, for César, he's back on track, but, like, he has 2 of the shittiest wins in UFC history. Dylan Budka, why is he in the UFC? Ihor Potieria, why is he in the UFC? Yeah, you can beat the bottom of the barrel, and I think, fuck, they're not even in the barrel, they're so bad. And then you lost to Kopylov, who's decent, but you shouldn't be getting dominated by Roman Kopylov, so, I don't know. I think César sucks, and if he fights anyone with a ground game, he's easily losing, so, yeah, in a kickboxing match, he's gonna win, like we saw here, but in a grappling match, in an MMA fight, he's not winning, so, yeah, and at 38 years old or whatever, he's just trash, so, yeah, you ain't Pierre, buddy, you ain't. To talk about Ihor, he's still shitty, and should he get cut, I would be fine with it, but the UFC won't cut him yet, so, yeah, he's fucking terrible. That simple. Can't really say much else. No fight idea, because I don't give a fuck who César Almeida fights. They're just gonna give him a striker. So, I'd be down to team fight Sharp Bullet. And that'd be a fun fight, but that's actually, but they don't want to risk Sharp Bullet getting beat because he's so shitty. So, yeah, I don't know. Shitty fight between two shitty fighters, and I could care less who they fight next. So, yeah. Not very much else to say. Pretend Pereira versus shitty Ihor. As expected by me. It sucked. I'm sorry that I was right, but I was right. Nothing else to really add. Two cans fought, and it was boring. After that, we had to our second prelim of the night in the lightweight division. A fight I did not predict perfectly at all, and I actually predicted completely wrong. And then our second prelim of the night, we had to lightweight for a fight between Alexander Hernandez versus Austin Hubbard. Yeah, I predicted this wrong. I thought Hubbard would be able to fight better in Utah and let Hernandez gas out. Nah, he just decided no. Like, I think me and the judges have the same scorecard again here because it was a pretty easy fight to fucking score. Well, actually, one judge didn't know what the fuck they were watching. So, in round 1 and 2, Hernandez kind of just picked apart Hubbard. He was a better striker. He stopped all the takedowns. He was just being the better fighter. So, going into round 3, Hubbard needed a finish if you actually knew what you were watching. And he looked good. The best round of the fight for him. But it was too little too late. And he clearly lost the 29-28 decision. Apparently, if you're Chris Lee, you saw he won 30-27. What the fuck did you watch? I don't know. I picked Hubbard. I thought he was one of the best underdogs on the card. He did not win 2 rounds. He won round 3 because he didn't start fighting till round 3. So, the first 2 rounds were clear Hernandez wins. This is a super easy fight to score, and they still somehow fucked it up almost. So, anyone with a brain can give Hernandez the first 2 rounds because he did more in round 3 than Hubbard. It's not that hard. So, but it's Chris Lee, what do you expect? Yeah. Hubbard didn't start fighting till round 3, so what do you expect? You're not going to win fighting like that. And you let Hernandez bag the first 2 rounds, or even worse. So, yeah, I'm just not really sure what the fuck his plan was. To get a fucking 3rd round finish? You're Austin Hubbard. You have no power. You have no fucking submissions. You're trash, and you let Alexander Hernandez keep his job by beating you. You bum ass a bitch. So, yeah, sorry about that. That was loud. Just not really much else to say about the fight. They both sucked, but Hernandez looked better. So. Yeah, about all I can really say. I guess let's talk about each fighter. So, let's talk about Hernandez first. He kept his job. He's now 500 in UFC again. He's not good, and when he fights anyone good, he's gonna lose again. But no, he's lucky he got Austin Hubbard, who's fucking stupid. So, good for him, I guess. Yeah, if he's smart, he stays at 155. Don't go back down to featherweight. You can't win there. You went 0-3 for a reason. It's not your weight class. You train yourself too much. Just stay at lightweight. Who does he fight at lightweight? I don't give a fuck. It's Alexander Hernandez. Feed him to a fucking young guy. So, yeah, he's not good, but I guess I would say this is the best he has looked in a long time, since probably the Mike Breeden fight, and even then it was Mike Breeden, so this is probably his most well-rounded performance in years, maybe ever, so good for him, I guess. I don't think he's any good, but yeah, he's able to win here, so yeah, good for him, I guess. And then talk about Austin Hubbard. As I said, you can't win a fight by not fighting till round 3. So, yeah, he's still shit, and he should be on a chopping block. But since they handed him this decision for no reason. I guess he'll probably get another UFC fight, so he'll get cut sooner than later again because he's trash. So, yeah, about really all I can say about that. Hubbard, you fucking dipshit. Only thing left to say now is who should they fight next? Trick question. I don't care. They both suck, and fuck them. So, yeah. I could care less who Alexander Hernandez fight next. I could care less who Austin Hubbard fight next. They both suck, and they are both PFO bound sooner than later. So, yeah, fuck them both. But not a great fight, and good job, Hubbard, you fucking dipshit. Not very much else to say. On to the next fight. After that, we have to our co-main event of the prelims, a fight that on paper I thought was one of the best fights on the card. In execution, it was super disappointing. It wasn't even the best women's fight on the card. As in our co-main of the prelims, we head back to strawweight for a fight between Iasmin Lucindo versus Marina Rodriguez. Well, this fight wasn't great. It was okay, but was it good? I wouldn't say yes. I thought it was super disappointing. In round one, it was all Rodriguez, the clearest round of the fight for Marina Rodriguez. She hurt Iasmin bad. Iasmin did take her down in the end, but she did get rocked really bad, and I thought that was a clear Marina Rodriguez round, the only clear round of the fight, in my opinion. Round two, Iasmin looked really good, got a takedown, and just kept her there for most of the round, so yeah, most likely an Iasmin round. 1-1 going into the third, and then in the third, it was razor close. Iasmin kind of was just relying on takedowns, but Marina did land a better shots. Overall, round three, really close. I leaned towards Iasmin. She ended on top. She had Marina bleeding. She went for submission attempts, but Marina landed the better shots and looked like the fresher fighter, so it was very competitive, very close. Overall, the two judges gave it to Iasmin, and that was that. So, Iasmin Lucindo beat Marina Rodriguez by split decision. I think they got it right. I scored it like this. So I scored it like Dan Fruzy, whoever the fuck that is. And yeah, how did the people score it? They think also they had scored the same way I did. Cool. Yeah, I just think that's the right fucking scorecard. So I think Iasmin did enough in the last two rounds to take it, but it was close. If Marina would have got it, would have been a robbery. I don't think so. I thought it was razor close, and it could have went either way. So I think Iasmin did enough to win, but again, it could have went either way. So yeah. Not really much more I can think to add to the fight. Overall, again, thought it was pretty disappointing. Outside of that, I guess let's get into the fighters. Neither fighter really impressed me. Good win for Iasmin, giant win actually, jumps her into the top 6 of the division. But after seeing this fight, do I think she's ready for that? I don't know. Do I think was she impressive in this fight? I don't think so. I thought she looked pretty bad. Her strike, she was Marina Rodriguez being the lesser striker is never a bad thing, but she really had nothing from Marina on the feet, and even on the ground, she couldn't even keep her down that much. I did change my pick to a submission because I knew someone was going to get finished on the prelims, and something told me it'd be Marina, but clearly not. So Iasmin just didn't look really good here. I don't know if it was the altitude or something, but she just looked really disappointing. And again, Marina Rodriguez, very good fighter, no shame in looking mid against her, but with all the hype around Iasmin at 22 years old, she should probably look a little better. So I don't know, I expected a little bit better performance from Iasmin, and I'm pretty disappointed. Like, I think she won, and I do think she's a really good fighter still, but she should have looked better, so hopefully now she's in the top 6, she gets better and looks better. So, because if we see the Iasmin we saw tonight against the top 5, I don't think she beats a lot of them, so hopefully she can get better. And then talk about Marina Rodriguez. She's still good. Like, she showed she can still hang with the best of the division, but she's definitely getting older and showing her cardio looked okay, but it's never been great as is. Her ground game is still trash. Like, I'm not really sure what to say about Marina. Like, at 37 years old, she can still hang with the best of the division, but outside of that, like, she's now 1-4 in her last 5, and just overall, she's not really. I don't think she has the skill set to be a top dog anymore in the division. Like, she's a top 15 level fighter. Is she a top 10 level fighter? At this point, I don't know. She's good. She's still got that striking. She still has good power in her hands, but outside of that, I just struggle to see her as a top dog anymore. Like, I get she looked fantastic against Michelle Waterson. It's Michelle Waterson. Her other 4 losses lately have first of all been to Brazilians. Weird. And second of all, have all been against the top dog of the division. Lemos, top 5. Jandiroba, top 5. Andrade, top 10. Lucindo, now top 10. So she still can go, and I do think she does beat fighters lesser ranked, like Peña, maybe Angie, probably Godinez. Well, probably not Godinez. Carolina she probably beats, but do you really think she beat, like, fucking Jen Robertson or Tabitha Ricci? I don't. So, I don't know. I like Marina. I've been a fan of hers for a long time, but I think it's getting close to the end of the road for her. Not that she's gonna get cut, but at 37 years old, how much longer are you gonna fight? So, especially if you're losing, I don't know. I feel bad for her, but age gets everyone, and it's gotten her. So, I don't know. She didn't look bad. She easily could have won this fight, but even if she won this fight, what was she gonna do? Lose to someone in the top 5? I just right into the point. So, yeah. Not very much else to say about the fight or the fighters, besides who should they fight next. For Iasmin Lucindo, now ranked number 6, she has a couple options. She could either fight someone who's gonna be coming off a win, like the winner of this fight, or the winner of actually probably just that fight, or she fights someone who's gonna be coming off a loss. Let's say the loser of Xiaonan Ricci or Amanda Lemos. She probably makes the most sense. Lemos and Iasmin. At Lemos coming off a loss. I think, is it 2 losses in a row now? I don't remember if Lemos has lost 2 in a row now. I think she might have, because I think she lost to Whaley and then Jandiroba, unless there was a fight in between that. Oh yeah, she did beat up Mackenzie Dern. So, but still, a 1-2 Amanda Lemos against Iasmin makes a lot of sense, and that would give Iasmin probably, she'd only really need 1 more win after that for a title shot, so, if she looked impressive in that fight. But, I think that would make the most sense, because outside of that, who does she fight? Obviously, she's not fighting Suarez, Jan, or Jandiroba. Andrade, I don't see it. The winner of Dern Hebas, I really don't like that too much. I think that's kind of lame. So I think Lemos try makes the most sense for Iasmin. Get her in the top 5 would be a decent, like, fight night co-main. And yeah, I think Iasmin will win that fight. I think she's better than Lemos. She would just probably take her down and control her. So yeah, I think Iasmin and Lemos would make a lot of sense. For Marina Rodriguez, maybe the winner of Pinheiro Robertson. Like, Because, yeah, probably the winner of Pinheiro Robertson. Because outside of that, Godinez is coming off a loss. Angela Hill is coming off a loss. And she's probably going to drop down to probably like fucking 8 or 9. So, yeah, probably the winner of Pinheiro Robertson would make the most sense. If it's Julianna Robertson, to be honest. So, yeah, I think that probably would work the best. Outside of that, I guess she could fight Loopy or Angie, but I think it makes more sense to fight the winner of Robertson Pinheiro. So, let's do that. Not really much else to say. Disappointing fight, in my opinion. I thought it could have been a lot better, but I guess it wasn't the shittiest fight of the night. That's a hard crown to take, to be honest. And I do think the judges got the decision right, so I guess it could have been worse. Besides that, fine fight, I guess. And who should I fight next? I like Iasmin Lucindo versus Amanda Lemos, and I like Marina Rodriguez versus the winner of Julianna Robertson and Luana Pinheiro. Iasmin and Lemos makes a lot of sense in my opinion. Rodriguez versus Julianna Robertson would be a deserving fight for Robertson. So let's do both those fights and see what happens. Not very much else to say. Good win for Iasmin, even if she did not look good. And now for our featured prelim, the second best fight of the night and the just moment overall of the night, as we head to our featured prelim in the welterweight division, as we had a banger and a shocking finish between Joaquin Buckley versus Stephen Thompson. What a fight and what a finish. A shocking finish at that. I thought this fight was locked in to go fucking 15 minutes, but clearly I don't know what I'm talking about. In round 1, Wonderboy looked really good. No. I've never seen that before. But, sorry to get distracted. Round 1, Wonderboy had a really good round. He landed the better shots on the feet, did more damage. I think he took round 1. It looks like 2 judges agreed with me. He landed more damage. Buckley had a couple takedowns, but I don't think it did more than the damage. Round 2, a better Buckley round. He got more takedowns. He started landing a couple shots. Still close round. Could be 2-0 Wonderboy, but I gave it to Buckley. It seems like 2 judges agreed with me as well. So, 2 judges, 1 judge had 19-19. That's how I had it as well. And then I guess those scorecards became meaningless when in round 3, out of nowhere, Buckley rushed in and landed the most perfect right hand to drop Wonderboy and put him out. He didn't knock him out cold, but he hurt him bad and finished him. Wow. The second fighter in the UFC's history to finish Wonderboy by knockout. The third ever, counting Shavkat's submission. Wow. Yeah, not really much I can say. Was not expecting that. Like, great shit by Joaquin Buckley. He's a legit problem at welterweight. Like, he's a fucking problem. He's really fucking good. So, and you don't just finish Wonderboy Thompson. He did. Impressive as fuck. All I can say, really fucking impressive. So, what a fight, fun fight, and then a shocking knockout. Can't get much better than that. So, yeah, fun fight overall. Can't really add much more to it. So, let's talk about the fighters now. For Buckley, like I said, at 170, he's good. Now 5-0, beating Luke, Ruzi Boyev, Wonderboy in the same year. He's a legit problem at 170, and he's really just making a name for himself now. At middleweight, he was super mid, but at fucking welterweight, he's good. He's good. You don't just finish Wonderboy Thompson for fun. He did. So, impressive is all I can say. Impressive, and now he's lined up for a big fight now. A bigger fight. Wonderboy's a big fight as is. Now he's gonna get a bigger fight and higher ranked fight. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see how far he can go. Do I think he can be a champion? No, I don't think he beats JDM or Shavkat. But I think he can beat Blau, Leon, Usman, Brady. So let's see how far he can go at welterweight. Can he get to a title fight? I think that's possible. But is he ever gonna win that belt? Nah. He is good though. And for Wonder Boy, yeah, this is about my reaction as well. It sucks to see Wonder Boy lose again, let alone by finish again. Like, he's still good. Like, that's the annoying thing, Wonder Boy. He's still good, actually. He can still fight. His striking's still really good. He has good cardio. But his ground game still sucks. His chin is getting weaker. His movement's getting slower. Like, he can still fight. But at 41 years old, soon to be 42, to now be finished back-to-back fights when for a while he was unfinishable, it's getting worrisome. Do I think he should retire? I don't know if he should retire yet, but another fight or two you could make the case for him retiring. So I would I'm down to see him retire in his next fight if it's against MVP. That's the fight to make. We all want to see it. He can retire in that fight. I think no one would complain. That's the fight we all want to see. MVP, Wonder Boy, banger, retirement fight for Wonder Boy. Do it. Do it. I think no one would complain, win nor lose. I just let him retire on a winnable fight and against a guy who is fitting. No offense to Buckley, but a guy like MVP who's a very weird style like Wonder Boy. It'd be a fun, weird fight. Fuck, it have to be a main event. I don't care. And just let Wonder Boy fight MVP and we'll go from there. So he's not badly washed, but he's definitely becoming weaker as a fighter, which sucks to see, because we all love Wonder Boy, but age is getting him just like everyone else. Fuck. Not really much else to say about the fight, which was fine, and the fighters, which were okay. So let's get into who they should fight next. For Buckley, I think Gilbert Burns makes the most sense. Either Gilbert or Brady, and it's more likely to be Gilbert. Beat Gilbert in probably like a fight night main event, and then he can jump into this fucking tank. Because right now, I don't think, he's not gonna fight Ian. I doubt he fights Brady. Who knows what's going on with Colby? And then none of these two don't make sense. He's probably gonna fight Ian or JDM. He's gonna fight Ian or JDM. So, welterweight, just to prove my point, Shavkat's gonna get a title shot. Kamaru should fight Ian or Brady or Madalena. Leon should fight JDM or Ian. So that's those four taken off the table. So for Joaquin, that leaves Colby and Brady. Do you really think? I don't hate Brady versus Buckley, but I just don't see them doing that fight. And then Colby again, who knows what's going on with him? So let's do Buckley and Burns. Burns has lost 3 in a row now on a skid. Buckley is on a hot streak. Let's see if Buckley can pass the Burns test. So let's do it. And then, like I said, Stephen Thompson, Michael Venom Page, we all want to see it. Fucking do it. Okay, UFC? Do it. So, yeah, not very much more I can add to this fight. Great finish by Joaquin Buckley. Great fight between two great fighters. And who should they fight next? I like Buckley versus Burns. I like Wonder Boy versus MVP. Buckley and Burns makes sense. Another nice win for Buckley. MVP and Wonder Boy. How do you not do that fight? The fight makes itself. So book it. Not very much else to say. Great one for Joaquin Buckley. Crazy knockout. So, those are the prelims. Overall, not good. Buckley, Court, and Pennington were good. Everything else I thought was lame, disappointing, or forgettable. So, yeah, 3 good fights out of a whopping 7. That's not a good overall. So, yeah, prelims, disappointing. Not very good. Did the main card get any better? Fuck no, it somehow got worse. So, let's just get right into it. Why waste any time? Not gonna say a lot for these first 4 fights, because there's just not much to say, so let's just get into it. As in our first fight of the main card, and by the way, I know the order of the breakdown and the recap are different. The UFC changed the order for no reason, like on Thursday, or actually I think it's more Friday. It's the UFC, who cares? Now, for our main card opener, we have our first fight in the women's bantamweight division on the main card, and this one was, I say, somehow the shittier one of the two. As in our first main card fight of the night, we had Kayla Harrison versus Ketlen Vieira. Not gonna waste a lot of time here. The minus 1,000 favorite one, shocker. For 3 rounds, Kayla dominated Ketlen. She didn't look good. She looked super lame. Like, it was domination, but not even good domination. It was more, yeah, like, she's winning, but is it impressive? Not fucking really. So, like, yeah, you won, but did you look impressive? No. So, yeah, 30-27. I'm not even gonna waste time bringing up my verdict scorecard. It's 30-27. Ketlen won a round, being super generous, and I think that's even being too generous. She didn't look good, neither did, and it was a super shit fight, so yeah, not really much else I can add. So each fighter, what is there to say? Kayla looked super underwhelming here, but whatever. She's just waiting for her title shot, which obviously she's going to get now. So yeah, she looked really underwhelming here. Ketlen is Ketlen. She's never been good. She's never gonna be good. And yeah, about all I can say. Do I need to do a fight idea? Kayla's gonna fight for the belt. Ketlen, who gives a fuck? So yeah, not really much else to say. Terrible fight. Just a terrible fight. And expected Kayla to look a little better. I didn't think she'd get a finish, obviously, but I thought she'd look like a fucking dominant. She looked terrible. Her striking getting better, I guess. Her ground game is her ground game. She's just not that fucking. She looked really bad here. So all I can write. She still clearly won, but she definitely did look pretty bad. So. Yeah, that's all I can say. Terrible fight. And, terrible fight. So, I'm not really sure what else to add. After that, we get to our second fight of the night. Not gonna waste your time here. Second fight of the night, Dolidze and Holland. Holland got injured. It should be a no contest. Fuck Rome Dolidze. Do a rematch when Holland's not injured. After that, we get to our third fight of the night. Gonna waste even less time here. Batista and Aldo. Aldo got brutally robbed. Fuck Mario Batista. All he did was fucking sniff Aldo's nipple. Aldo got robbed. Fuck Mario Batista. Now, after those 2 god-awful main card fights, we get back to more terrible fighting, but at least it wasn't a robbery or a fucking injury, as in our main event of the evening. We had a fight that, on paper, shitty, and execution, shitty, as in our co-main event of the evening for the Women's Bantamweight Championship of the World. We had Julianna Peña versus Raquel Pennington. Not gonna waste a lot of time here. I guess the main talking point is, was it a robbery? I don't think so. It was a close fight. My bad, I clicked on the wrong one. It was a close fight. I scored it the way the judges did. I saw Peña won the first 3 rounds. Like, And if you, like, the simple way to score this fight is Peña clearly won the second and third. Raquel clearly won the fourth and fifth. It all comes down to round one, and in that round, Pennington, Peña landed the better shots, or not the better shots, but the more shots, and I think she did enough to win. Do I think it's a robbery? No. No matter which way it went, it wasn't a robbery. It was a super close, bad fight between two shitty fighters. So, I don't think it's a robbery. And I get that's not the popular opinion. I know everyone on Earth is saying a robbery, but I think they got it right. I think Peña took the first 3 rounds. Like, again, it all comes down to round 1, and if it does, I think Peña looked better in that round, landed more shots. Maybe not the better shots, but what? Pennington landed 2 good punches. Ooh. It was a terrible fucking fight between 2 terrible fighters. So, do I care who won? No. And trust me, I hate Peña. I would love to be able to say it was a robbery. I don't think it was a robbery. I think Peña won. So, she started off hot. She won the first 3 rounds, and then she coasted the last 2. The only part of the fight worth watching was the 4th when she got knocked down. Outside of that, waste of time, shitty fight, and as expected. So, yeah, not really much else I can add. They were just fighting to see who loses to Kayla Harrison next, and Peña, you won the goddamn pony. So, now go get fucking mauled by Brock Lesnar in a wig. So, I don't really got much else to add. Do you want me to talk about the fighters? Peña is a terrible fighter, but she won this fight in my opinion. Raquel, you should have looked better. You should have done more in the early rounds. You pretty much took round 1, 2, and 3 off, and then you're upset when you lose. Do more. So, yeah, don't really have much else to say. Was the fight terrible? Yes. Was it the worst women's fight of the night? Actually, I think the Harrison fight was worse. At least this had a knockdown. And at least you can watch this fight debating if it was a robbery. So, yeah. Not really much else I can add. Terrible fight. But I think they got it right. So, trust me, I wish it was a robbery. I hate Peña. But it wasn't a robbery. So, yeah. Not very much more I can add. They both suck. And do I even need to tell you what fight to do next? You're doing Peña and Harrison. Duh. So, yeah. Not very much else I can say. Shitty co-main as expected. And now for our main event of the evening. A fucking banger. As always, Alex Pereira saving a card. As in our main event of the evening. The main event of UFC 307 in Salt Lake City, Utah. We had for the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship of the World, Alex Pereira versus Khalil Rountree Jr. What a fucking fight. Wow. And like I said, as always, Alex Pereira has to save a card. Some things never change, do they? Well, to talk about the fight, in round 1 and 2, Khalil looked great. Clearly taking the first 2 rounds, dropping Alex in round 2. He looked great. Khalil looked like he was going to get the upset for a minute. But then he started to fade. In round 3, he started to look tired. He still was landing decent shots, but it was definitely more of a Pereira round. And then round 4 happened. And for, I swear, about 4.5 minutes, Khalil became a human punching bag and got fucking mauled by Pereira until he eventually, finally went down and the fight got stopped because Pereira broke him. Broke his face at least. Maybe not him, like, mentally, but physically. Yeah, he broke him. I don't know how it took so long. But yeah, he cut him on his eye, like on the top and bottom of his eye, on his nose. Like, he became a fucking punch bag. And the fact that he lasted 4.5 minutes into round 4 against Alex Pereira like that is impressive. So, one of the best fights of the year. And respect to Khalil, man. He shouldn't have been in this fight, but he made the most of it. So I'll give him that much. He made the most of it. Yeah, not really much to say. Outside of that, it was an amazing fight. No shocker, Pereira won. And respect to Rountree. So, yeah, not very much more I can add to the fight overall. It looked like we were going to get the upset for a second, but overall, Pereira did what Pereira did and ended the fight. So, Shama. To talk about, outside of that, to talk about the fighters real quick, to talk about Pereira, he's the best fighter in the world right now. I don't want to hear about Islam. Pereira's more active and more exciting. He's better. Don't like it, don't care. Pereira's the best fighter in the world right now. Easily the fighter of the year in 2024. Easily the probably fucking face of the UFC at this point. And fuck, he might fight again before the end of the year, knowing his crazy ass. So, yeah. He's the best fighter in the world right now. And I don't know how you can debate Islam, a guy who fights once a year and he looked shit against Poirier, compared to a dude who's fought 3 times this year and has got 3 finishes and looked fucking great every time. Yeah, he's losing to Khalil until he turned it on and started kicking his ass. Oh no. Did Islam not lose rounds to Poirier? A old, washed Poirier? So, I don't know what the fuck people are hating for. This fucking guy right here is the best fighter in the world right now, and if he's not the pound-for-pound number 1, I don't know how. So, I don't know. I can't say much else. He's the best fighter in the world right now. That simple. And then talk about Khalil, like I said, we all gotta give mad respect to him for fucking taking his beating in a fight he didn't even deserve to be in. But he's a dog, man. He's a dog, and he looked good in the first 2 rounds. He won the first 2 rounds. A lot more than Jamal or Yuri did. So, yeah. Good for him. I'm happy he got a nice fucking payday in a big fight and got a lot of respect. But, yeah, we're not gonna see him for a while. We probably won't see him again till fucking, probably around the beginning of summer next year. Fucking March, April, May. So, yeah. Hopefully I'm wrong. I would love to see, the sooner we can see Khalil, the better. But overall, he took such a beating, I don't think we're going to see him anytime soon. So, but when we do, he deserves a big fight right off rip. Because he took it to Alex, man. He really did. And again, just all respect is all I can really think to say. So, sorry. Respect to Khalil, man. Respect to Khalil. He in a fight he had no business being in, he made the most of it. Respect to Khalil. Besides that, is there really anything else to say besides who should they fight next? And do I even need to say anything for that? For Pereira, he's fighting Ankalaev next. He's not fighting Drakus. He's not fighting fucking Aspinall. Fight Magomed Ankalaev. We know he's gonna beat Ratchik because it's Ratchik. Fight Ankalaev. We know, I'm not saying Pereira is ducking him, the UFC is ducking Ankalaev, if that makes sense. Ankalaev, Pereira, we want to see it. We want to see Pereira fight a wrestler. Book it. Book it. Fucking, I don't know, May next year. I don't know. Again, he's gonna beat Ratchik. So just fucking book this fight. This is the fight we should have saw tonight, but the UFC's fucking stupid, so we gotta wait a little longer, but hopefully it'll be worth it. Pereira, Ankalaev. Book it. And then for Khalil, kinda hard to say right now, since we don't know what the division's gonna look like when he comes back, but fuck, I'm down to see him fight Jan, Jamal, fucking Ratchik after he loses, something like that when he comes back. So he deserves a big fight when he comes back. So hopefully he can get that. And yeah, mad respect to Khalil Rountree. About all I can really say. Yeah, not really much more I can add to this fight. Amazing fight, one of the best fights of the year, and Pereira's just him. Besides that, who should they fight next? Do Pereira and Ankalaev. Enough of this bullshit already. Fucking stop ducking Ankalaev UFC. He's next in line after he beats Ratchik, because he's gonna beat Ratchik. Ankalaev Pereira. We all want to see it, so do it. And after he beats Ratchik, people can't say, oh, he hasn't beat anyone. Cause that's fucking stupid. He beat Walker. He beat Jan, if we're being honest. So just fucking give him the title shot he's earned. Enough with this. I don't even like Ankalaev. I want Pereira to knock him out. But we're being fucking stupid now. So, yeah. Not very much else I can say. Great win for Alex. Best fighter in the world right now. Shaw. And a boom. That's the card to go around. I did on picks. I went 7 of 12, 3 perfect, 440. Really I only got 3 wrong because I don't count robberies and injuries. Then really I got Raquel, which who cares? It was Raquel, Pennington, Julianna, Peña, Hubbard. Maybe don't fight in round 3, dickhead. And OSP, he's 41. So yeah, fine night of picks. I called McGee as an underdog. I called this going to decision. I'll take my wins when I can get them. The bonuses were 5 the night, Pereira and Rountree. Performance bonuses to Buckley and Spann. I already gave Court McGee one over Ryan Spann. Besides that, no one deserved a bonus because no one fought like they wanted a bonus. So, only give people who want a bonus. And the final thing, as I usually do for recaps, if you missed the card, what should you go back and rewatch? That's easy. At most, Court McGee, Tecia Pennington, Joaquin Buckley, and Alex Pereira. If you want to make it easier, just Pereira and Buckley. Skip all of this garbage and just watch Pereira and Buckley. That's all you really need to watch. McGee and Pennington is if you want to watch that, because I think those were the only other fights I can call halfway decent. So, yeah. Outside of that, terrible fucking card. Terrible card, and as always, Alex Pereira has to save a card because the UFC has no idea how to book a card. So, yeah. Not really much else I can say. Shitty card, easily the worst Salt Lake City card, and that's saying a lot because those cards are usually not good. They're just saved by the main event. And overall, great win for fucking Pereira for saving another card. But fuck, we all lost overall because we had to watch this garbage. So yeah, just bad, bad, as expected with the UFC. 98% trash, 2%. And that doesn't get better because next week we head back to the Apex. Fucking shoot us. For UFC Vegas 98, Rival versus Teixeira. Awesome main event. Everything else fucking blows. Can't wait. You'll hear me break down that garbage Friday 1 p.m. EST. And you'll hear me recap it sometime on Sunday. Oh boy. I guarantee I'm going to be just as positive and happy to recap that garbage as I am to recap this garbage. Yay. Yeah, I don't know. Shitty card. And, like always, the UFC sucks. So, are we ever shocked anymore? No. Because the UFC, they don't fucking put on good cards. They just throw garbage at a wall and like 2% of it will be good. So, yeah. Not very much else I can add. I can just keep shitting on this card all day, but there's no point. You're going to hear that from everyone else, and I really don't feel like talking about this garbage anymore, so I'm fine with putting this in my rearview mirror and just remembering Buckley and Pereira, because that's the only thing worth remembering, so, yeah. Salt Lake, you deserve better than this. MMA fans, we deserve better than this. And overall, shitty card. And as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. 100 subs goal by the end of the year. And unless I'm forgetting to say something, you'll hear from me Friday, 1 p.m. EST, for Teixeira and Rival. as always, RX, after another shitty card, is out. Good vibes, only, and always.